Hello and welcome to Tae Kwon Do Training. I'll be your instructor for today's show, Bob Lemire. Well, as you can see today, we're going to go back to the nunchucks. I think it was about 2 or 3 months ago. Did a little class on the nunchucks. Do a little more advanced, but I'm going to start off with the basic, as I always do. Once again, these aren't a toy. These are actually foam, all right, with plastic inside. Especially with all the equipment we have around here, I could never do a move and then let it go and go right through the cameras or the lighting system. You know, there's hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment all around me right now. One mistake, and people go, well, if you've been training your whole year, I've been training, it doesn't matter. Everyone makes a mistake, and it's not going to be on me to go through these cameras. And I'm going to go basic, as I always do, because if I was to go fast and go crazy and someone turn in and they go, wow, that's cool, they'd hang out, they'd shut me down because it would be too much for them. But if it's basic, you'd say, wow, that's pretty easy. And if you put a lot of basic moves, that's where your advancement is. Basic moves, okay, combinations becomes advancement with much practice, okay? Again, these things, hate to say it, but in Massachusetts, real nunchucks are against the law. And I think they're I think Massachusetts is the only state. California and Mass were against the law, and California passed where you could use them. I could actually bring a real pair around being an instructor from my school to whatever. But the laws, you know, and it's almost, you can go to jail if you're caught with these, say in your car or whatever, the real ones. Again, these are almost considered a toy because they're foam. They're foam with plastic inside. Although if I hit you with this, with the plastic, it'd knock you right out. The real ones would kill you, or they would break bones. And you say to yourself, wow, that's pretty crazy that he's on TV. Well, if you had a bat in your hand, or you had a golf club, it's the same thing. That's a weapon. So anything can be a weapon if you use it as a weapon. These were actually used to, and I'm pretty sure, you know, the legend was down to crush corn and crush crops back in, you know, way back in Okinawa and Korea, and then all of a sudden somebody realized, wow, they were good with these. They were having fun. Now it's a weapon. All right, we're going to go basic. All right, we can start right now from a horse riding stance. All right, we're going to work ourselves into a fighting stance because I want to throw a couple of kicks after a move. As basic as I can go, so that you don't get hurt. With the real ones, I used to have to wear elbow pads because I'm talking 45 years ago, they weren't selling the foam, or you couldn't find them. You know, there was no Amazon or all that stuff. You couldn't find them. So you had to put hockey pads on, or you're going to destroy. And never mind getting hit in the head a couple of times. So if you don't watch it, you can hurt yourself. And you can take out probably all your mother's lights and furniture in their living room or whatever the big room is. You better have a big space because this takes up a lot of area if you start moving around. You want to, I like to choke up. You don't have to. Some people keep it down here. It's what you prefer. You have to kind of relax. You can't be holding these tight and think you're gonna run around with them and move around with your hand being tight. So you have to have some kind of looseness. So what I'm going to do is show you a couple of basic moves from the beginning. All right. You don't have to start like this. All right. You start any way you want. I'm going to start like this right now. All right. All right. All right. And then we're just going to do. See my hands? They're even open. I'm keeping them. You can keep them closed if you want, but they have to be kind of loose so that you can move your wrist around. Now, right from here, we're going to go slow. See that motion I just did? I let this go with my left. Slow, and then I'm coming back. All right? Because we want to get to a point where we can set up, and this will be our setup point right here. If you're in this position here, you have that long swing. All right? You come here, long swing this way. Come in here, up, long swing down. All right? Notice from here, all right? I'm going to let it go with this hand. And then I'm going to try to swing this arm with a nice, easy motion. And this is how you want to practice in the mirror. So you're here, slow. Now, this hand has to be wide open to catch it back here. All right? For this exercise. You know, you don't even have to See how I caught it without my hand? But that's a whole different world. All right, you're here. I'm doing this slow. Your elbows, you don't want to be straight out. Have a little bend on your elbows. Your whole body's kind of bent. All right, from here, I'm going to let go. And I'm not going to just drop it. Right? Here, I'm going to be smooth transition. All right, smooth transition, very slow. From here, down, then it comes back. But as it's coming back, it's swinging up and back. Now, what you do is you practice that in the mirror. All right, you're here, horse fighting stance or fighting stance, left or right fighting stance. But be, again, you want to have your total balance, so that your body's in the position of all the time you're moving, and you're used to it. You're not in a crazy kind of stance where you're bobbling around. You're in a good stance. Your body's used to it. You have the balance. All right. So from here, and I'm going to keep this in a left fighting stance, because I'm going to want to throw a kick. All right. From here, swing up and catch. Here, swing up and catch. Hands wide open. All right. Don't keep it close to your body. Keep it as you're swinging it around. Open your arm up this way. From here, open your arm up and bring it down. All right. Open your arm up and bring it down. So you're not too close to your body or not too far. You're going to get used to what's comfortable and what's not comfortable. All right. And you practice 10 on both sides. I only do one side today because you're going to get the gist of what I'm talking about. I'm a righty, so I love doing the stuff on my right. Lefty's going to be same thing if you get up and you're only a righty, swinging a golf club, swinging a bat, throwing a ball. You're going to be different, so you're going to have to really work the left. All right. Again, go slow. Have the open area. All these little things I'm telling you are going to save you a lot of grief if you are in a room, your parents' room or your house, and you let these go because you miss it. All right, or you take a swing and it leaves your hands. What will happen is you're going to take out windows, furniture. I've done it, and it's not fun. All right, so from here, up and down, you practice that 10, 20 times. Up, down. Then you start getting fast. All right. Again, I'm not going fast and doing a lot of crazy stuff because if someone watches that saying I can't do it, they'll turn the channel. But if they see it's so basic, all right, it's not as hard as it looks. And if you want to see how you can end up with combinations, Google Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee, one of the greatest nunchuck things that I've ever seen in a movie, all right? Yeah, he just did probably about 5 minutes of nunchucks with hundreds of guys running around him with sticks or whatever. It is just phenomenal, and it just gets you going. And it looks like, how could you ever do that? It's practice, all right? And with foam ones, so you don't kill yourself. All right, now, once you set up and you're getting ready into this attack mode, all right? I call this the setup for my attack mode here. See how I'm here, and I'm kind of holding it. Again, I wouldn't have to hold it if I didn't want, all right? I could come in here, and I caught it up here. But that's a whole nother exercise. Here, all right. Now, once you're here, now you want to kind of hold pretty good. You're swinging with a nice long, all right, a nice long, and when I still swing long this way, I still have that bend. Rarely will I do things with my, my arms where there's a full extension. Reason for that is lack of mobility, but the real reason is the tension you're going to put on your elbows if you extend all the time, like a tennis elbow and stuff. And I repeat myself over with this, but I've doing the martial arts well over 50 years now. I've seen people, they're hurt and they were doing things wrong. And I'm not saying I did everything right, but you could see if they weren't extending right or now their elbows hurt them or their knees hurt them. And you really have to pay attention on longevity when you're in the martial arts or any kind of sport. And anyone who's played football, basketball their whole life, hockey, soccer, as they get older, now you're starting to, those joints says, wow, you were in great shape, but now we're getting a little old, So you have to take care of yourself when it comes to that, all right? Once I'm here, all right, once I'm here, Now there's, again, I have hip, right? See, if I did this and did this without even moving my body, see how it just doesn't look right? It looks like, wow. From here, right? See, I'll even throw a block while I'm at it. You're coming across. You can come across at an angle, all right? You can come across an angle to the clavicle or to the neck, to the head. You come straight across to the head area, the throat area, the rib area, all right? Real ones, hit your rib here, it's going to break your rib. Hit your arm here, it's going to break your arm. Hit your head, you're going to be lucky if you can survive a hit to the head with the nunchuck. The tip of this nunchuck, once it hits with that speed, is just an explosive power. It's not like the slap. It's like a knuckle when you throw your punch compared to a slap. All right? It's that small area where it's going to hit, and all the energy from the whole movement goes right into that. It's devastating. That's why they're illegal, all right, in this state. New Hampshire, all New England, I mean, you can have them. You can carry them. You're not even supposed to own real ones in Mass. And I think I read that you can have them shipped to your house. They have to be unstrung, all right, or they can't be tied together, so they're not considered a weapon at that point. I don't know. All right. All right, we practice that, all right, nice and slow. We're practicing that nice and slow. Even that hit. A downward hit here, see my arm? All right. Cross hit, diagonal hit, vertical hit, all different types of hits. You practice them, right and left. And you don't have to start from here, as they say. You can start, you can start anywhere you want. This is how you fight, right? But you want to have it ready. You can always swing from this point, swing, there's flashiness, and then there's just what you feel comfortable with. There's a lot of movement here. You can throw kicks. Look at it. I'm up here without even using this. This would be my last measure. I've got someone with a weapon. Guns. You're not going to save yourself with a gun with this, But they got a bat. They got a stick. They got something, a bottle. I'd go with one of these. And these give you a length of probably 6 feet out. All right, 6 feet out. So, and what's going to happen is it's the tip that's going to be hitting you 6 feet out. So you got good distance, right? And somebody hits you with a bat, or they hit you, depending on how much they can get leverage. But you hit someone with this wins out. All right? From here, all right, 1, all right, 2, 3. All right. Now, again, before I start that one, all right. See, after I hit hard, I let it die right here. I don't hit hard and slap myself on the back with it. All right, and that's practice. So from here, I'm coming. If I came high, I'm not slapping myself. You got to make sure that you work this, all right? Because once you swing around and let your power stop here, everything will die. Right? Here, and then, all right. And, you got low section. See how good swing, right? Good swing, but I'm not hitting myself in the back. That's why I work with the rubbers first, the rubber nunchucks. Problem with working with rubber nunchucks and getting really good with them, it's good for shows, good, you can use them. They look like a regular nunchuck. You get a real set of nunchucks, they're heavier. All right, you can get some with a really light wood, but a lot of them are heavier. So now you're so used to this weight that you're moving around fast. Now you got to make sure when you have the real ones, you're going to have to work with a different weight. So it's a little more push, a little more pull. All right. All right. So here we are. We're here. 1, 2, 3, and you come back. Notice I'm keeping my hands up here. Look at my legs. I'm still keeping in a stance. I'm not just going to use this for the weapon. I still have this for a weapon. Then I got a front round kick for a weapon, front snap kick, axe kick, anything I want, side thrust. So even if I'm here, come back. 1, 2, I follow up with a kick. So if I planned on not hurting them, and I swing this across by their face, and they blink, or then I come in with a midsection front round kick. or a front snap kick or something. You know, I'm going in that direction, whatever direction. And then, again, look at the flow. All right, I'm here. One. So if I come across here, look at my body. It's going in that direction. You say, well, how can you remember the flow? You're always training. And when you're training and you're practicing, your body starts realizing this is how much easier it is when I'm going in that direction. I'm not going to throw a kick. If I was to throw this attack here, all right, this attack, I wouldn't want to do a hook kick, come around and go that way. That'd be crazy, because I'm going in the wrong direction. If I'm going one direction, keep the body going in that direction. And after I land after that front kick, I can go back with a back kick. Keep the body going in a quick, easy flow, and I call it the flow. All right, don't fight yourself. All right, so we're here, practice this. We're here, practice this, then swing. All right, practice that a couple times, and then swing it back. All right, then bring it back here. So 1, 2, and then 3. See, 1, 2. See how I'm keeping it nice and 3. It's not a jerking motion. All right, it's a nice flow. And you work that way. All right, again, excuse me. When you do Google, if you do Google Bruce Lee and or anyone with fast nunchucks, you're going to go, wow, forget it. I don't have that kind of time to practice that. But you're going to be impressed on the flow that they have together, all right, and how they're transferring from one arm to the other and have it going around the body. I'm just going to show you very basic, again, very basic, how we transfer, all right. So I come in, I've grabbed it with my left, taking my left, and I'm swinging, grabbing it with my right. All right. Maybe sometime when you start to do that in the horse riding stance. So you're here, and you're in front of a mirror, not too close to the mirror. Stay away from the mirror. Here. 1, you grab. 2, look at my hand, opens right up. All right. So 2, and I grab. 3. Now, you practice this slow, all right? And I tell you, in about 5 minutes, your speed's going to start picking up, right? And then in a couple of minutes, the speed's not going to pick, and you're going to want to go fast. Again, and I'm going to say it 100 times this show, you're going to say, all right, you're going to go so fast, you're going to let this thing go. It's going straight. Wherever is in front of you or whatever is going to get the hit, all right? Got to take your time. Make sure maybe there's no one around. If there is a mirror, you stay away from the mirror, all right? Because as you start going fast, and I'll tell you, if I started going fast now, you always want to go faster than you probably can, all right? In anything. I always did in martial arts. I want to see how fast you start throwing yourself off, and you start hurting your body, or, I mean, that's how you do get faster. But how fast can we go? We always want that much more speed. When you're doing that much more speed, your body's going to be able to keep up with it, all right? And never mind, again, the furniture, all right? Please don't have any friends or anyone right in front of you or even around. Let them have a distance. Say, all right, let me do my thing. Get out of the way. Because if you start doing these exercises, all right, you start doing these exercises and swinging around and going, it will leave your hand. And I'm guaranteeing you it will leave your hand almost every time you practice. And I don't care how good you get, because you want to go faster. And he said, whoops, I missed it. That's fine, oops, I missed it, but make sure you didn't miss it on your friend's head, right? 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 See this? A lot of times things just come to my head as I'm looking at stuff in the mirror, and it's just basic, so I throw it right in there quick. Most of my shows are all ad-lib anyway, by the way. I go with the flow, all right? Try to keep it go with the flow. What you did, right? How can we add? How can we add? And you know, just come down, look at. All I'm doing is coming across, up, coming across, up. When I come back up, I'm not whacking myself. Right? All right? I'm coming across, coming back up, coming across, coming back up. See my hand? Keep it out of the way. When I come down here, I'm not letting that whack me in the back. Right? So you go slow, and you'll know what I'm saying when I say go slow. It won't hit you. You say, how come he's not beating himself up? Because you'll see when you do it. Any one of these exercises that I'm doing, and they're all basic. So now whatever I've done, all right, whatever I've done, all right, look at it. I'm even coming down from here. I'm coming down across here. So that's what you see in the movies. And a lot of times you'd say, wow, it's just for flash. Well, it really ain't. Your opponent has no idea what this thing is. Is it in this hand or is this hand? Or is it, we don't know where it is. Now it's behind them. And there's so many different little exercises you can do with this that are flashy. And they're good for tournaments, good for exhibitions, and, you know, whatever. All right, so, so when you grab it underneath, you're swinging around this way, all right? You're swinging around this way, all right? But you catch it, all right? 1, 2, you come back, catch it, 3, all right? 4, 5, 6, 7. I went the other way. So you practice in 1, 2, slowly, slowly, slowly. See how I'm going? Slowly. Anything you do with these, you can follow up with a kick. Or you can actually follow up, 1, back fist, all right? You know what I'm saying? You can do anything you want, all right? 1, front round kick, all right? Coming around this. This is a different way. Come here, coming around this way, spin, come around, reverse round kick. All right? Then get ready. So again, you don't have to stay from this position or be in this position here, all right, to do your attack. You can do your attack this way. All right? You can do your attack. See, I'm just doing, and these are just little exercises. All right? These are little exercises so that you get used to the distance. You know, when you're doing this, you don't want to be tight elbow, all right? So when you're swinging these around, all right, when you're swinging these around, you want to make sure you're not getting popped. Keep your arm, and that's why I choke up. If I didn't choke up, I've just lost 3 inches, all right? So I'm protecting myself, all right, from whacking myself in the head. Again, I didn't have foam or plastic when I was younger. I got what we made or what someone would sell to you from wherever they got them, because they weren't really sold in stores, and they were against the law then too. So if you had a set of these, you kept them in your house, and I'm only 15, 16, but I loved them. And the ceilings, my head, everything took a hit. All right, and my mother and father, I went to their bedroom. They had the big master bedroom, so they had the big one. I did a lot of damage in that room. They wouldn't find out for months because I wasn't going to go that well unless I took the bureau out, the lamp on the bureau. But if the little holes in the ceiling, because this goes high, all right. So better to be outside if you can. Although I say in the Tae Kwon Do school is probably good, martial arts school. But to have a mirror in front of you. That's the thing you really like. If you don't have a mirror, you feel kind of blind. But if you have a mirror, you can see where your technique is, all right? All right, so we're winding down. That was a quick half hour. All right, here, all right? Practice that here, then down, all right? Easy, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, then 3, all right? Throw a kick if you want, any kind of kick after. 1, 2, look at 1, 2. Practice that nice and slow. You'll pick up the speed. 1, 2. Look at, practice slow. Bring it around. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll find yourself. All right. If it's one hand, all of a sudden you can start bringing it to the other side, up and down, and then around the other way. Okay. That's fun. And the more you do that, as I say, the faster you're going to get. And you do pick up speed. And if someone was coming in and doing, and you know, they had something, but you had this and you showed them that you kind of knew what you were doing, I got a feeling they'd be kind of nervous. All right? If I had to, and I would, you know, every circumstance is different. I never would probably try to use this for a headshot. All right? You definitely, it could be in a lot of trouble there. But any part of your body, and if I hit you in the arm with this, if I hit you in the ribs, if all of a sudden I had to hit you in the knee, you're going to go down and things break. All right? The fight stopped. It's just, there's no, you know, if you're hitting right and with real ones, all right? Even with these. This would probably snap in half because of the plastic in half when I hit you in the arm or the leg. But it might do a little break or it might do a lot of damage. Even the plastic ones with the foam. There's a foam on here. There's a mid-plastic and there's foam around it. These are great and they're cheap. I think you can get 2 for $20 or something on Amazon. All different colors or whatever. It's just a flashy thing. So that's about all we have for the show, time we have for the show. Google this, Tae Kwon Do, on YouTube, and find yourself some, and you'll probably see people who will, you know, they're going to go more advanced. Maybe I'll come back in about a month or two and pick it up just a little. As I say, in the studio, I really get scared of these, and I go as easy as I can, because eventually, it's not if are they going to leave your hand. They might slip out of your hand, and that's where damage will happen. All right. So I can't stress that enough. And you know, these are fun. It's like any other sport or any kind of thing. All martial arts, swords and samurais. You know, you're there to have some fun and to learn a skill. All right. You have to start off as basic as possible, and as safe. Safety is number one. All right, for everyone concerned. All right. Children, I wouldn't recommend children, you know, maybe 10 years old, maybe, and very basic, and then only with supervision. All right, 10, anything younger, they just, you don't know what could happen, right? It's about all the time we had for today's show. I appreciate you watching the show, DATV. You can get this on demand, and check out the DATV schedule. You'll see us on, you know, 3 or 4 times a week. Till next time, have fun, train hard.